everyone, I'm Sally. I work in the peer support team within the Leeds Mental Wellbeing Service, and with it being International Volunteer Managers Day on the 5th of November, a few of us who work in those types of roles are going to share a little bit about us and how we got into the roles. So my background is in psychology. I trained in a type of therapy that we call guided self-help or low intensity cognitive behavioural therapy, where I work with people who suffer with symptoms of anxiety and depression, so common mental health problems. I loved that role, did it for a long time, but felt that I wanted to move into more of a senior role. So I obtained a role with Touchstone. So I stayed within the organisation and moved into a deputy manager role, so working within a mental health service. I think I did that for 5 years. And then the new team was developed within our service of the peer support team. The reason why I went for the peer support coordinator role was because a big part of it was about helping to create opportunities for volunteers to be trained in delivering peer support, so using their unique lived experience. I'm really passionate about volunteering because when I finished university, I really struggled to get a role in the sector, so working in mental health. I found it really, really difficult. And I actually ran a bar in the city centre for a while, which definitely made me realise that I really wanted to work in mental health. So I managed to get a role where I was working in a residential children's home 4 days a week. So I had an extra day off in the week where I could volunteer. So I volunteered for a charity called DISC, and I would work with the drugs workers who supported people with substance misuse issues who were in prison, and sort of leaving prison to make sure they had the right support in place when they left. Really enjoyed that role. I hadn't done anything like it before, but what it gave me was some experience in working with people, but a lot of support at the same time from people who were experienced drug workers. Did lots of different types of roles, so it gave me a lot of opportunity to learn, but also to show that I had the right skills to be able to move into paid employment. And I ended up getting a paid role with DISC as a drugs worker when the Leeds Community Drug Partnership set up, and really, really loved that role. And I definitely think that I got that role because of my volunteering opportunity that I had. So I'm really grateful for having that opportunity myself to get me into the field that I wanted to work in. So because of that, I really feel that other people should have the opportunity to be able to get volunteering experience within the sector of mental health. And because such a big part of our new team is about that, and also really values lived experience of mental health problems, it definitely was the right thing for me. So I started back in November, and I have really, really enjoyed the role. It's been very challenging because it's been a new project, so we're having to set up a new project within an NHS service, but trying to bring in the values from Touchstone. But there's been lots of amazing things that we've been able to do, sharing ways of working, but also bringing ways of working from the NHS into the way that we do things with Touchstone as well. So it's really been a good development. It's definitely been a development for me, supporting staff and volunteers in a different way than I have done in different roles, given the unique part of this service. It's definitely helped me with my confidence, helped me to see again the value in volunteering, and sort of develop those leadership skills around helping people develop and work out what they're good at and what their interests are, and helping sort of people to build their confidence as well. So if you're thinking about this as a career route or a pathway, I definitely recommend it. There's lots of opportunities across the city to start off, especially within the route of volunteering. I do think it really helps to have some lived experience of volunteering for a role like a volunteer manager, because it is so different to managing staff. It's just very, very different in the way that the type of support and the level of support that you give, because rightly so, people are giving their time for free. So that would be my big tip, is try to get some experience volunteering as a first step along that journey.